What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go through and we're going to put a new set of handlebars on my HK1 CT70. This is a K1 H model CT70, H meaning hand clutch, also known as the 4-speed manual. And this is a K1, not to be confused with the K0, which was the earlier model. But either way, as most of you know, these are pretty hard to come by. And I've actually had this for quite a while. I think I've had it for about 4 years. And I've been slowly chipping away on it. I did one of my refreshtorations on it. Went through, did everything mechanical except for the engine so far. Did a lot of cosmetics here and there, a lot of new hardware. But one of the things that's always bugged me about this was these handlebars are bent. And this gap here between the handlebars is not supposed to be this small. But this is typical for these. I guarantee you 9 out of 10 CT70s that you see that haven't been worked on by somebody like me, they probably look like this. And eventually you start thinking, is that how they're supposed to be? No, it's not. What happens is usually they fall over and it bends the handlebars. They bend really easy. And I could probably bend these back with a little bit of patience, but the chrome on them is very, very bad down towards the bottom. So I went ahead and I purchased a new set of reproduction handlebars from CHP Motorsports, and I think they're probably the best in the industry for that reproduction handlebar set for these. I'll drop a link in the description to their website. If you're looking for CT70 parts or any of the smaller Honda parts, you really should check them out. So before we jump into this, I really feel like I need to take you in for a close look at all the work that I've done on this over the past couple of years, and then we're going to get these handlebars changed out. All right, guys, let me give you a little closer look at this and just kind of run through all the things that I've done to it. There's been an extensive amount of work done to this. First of all, this is the original Candy Yellow Special paint. As you can see, it's got a little bit of a suntan or sunburn. It's original chrome muffler guard with a reproduction CHP Motorsports muffler. Yes, I'm missing the piece that goes here, the chrome piece. But this is a really nice unit, this muffler from CHP. Very accurate reproduction. I've got a brand new CHP Motorsports reproduction carburetor on there. I have a brand new airbox. Now granted, it is a 3-speed airbox. It's got the little clip there for the brake cable that these didn't have. But it's what I could find. It's got a brand new wiring harness from front to back. Has a brand new taillight, original taillight bracket, original fenders that I polished. Let's see here, brand new reproduction seat. And then underneath the seat, we've got a brand new gas tank, plastic type. And then we've got this new cover here. There's a brand new AGM sealed battery under there. That's all I run in these. I do not run the liquid ones. Let's see, wheels, rear and front. Fresh Honda Cloud Silver. New bearings, new seals front and rear, new brake pads front and rear. And if you're paying close attention, you can see there's a lot of new hardware floating around in here. I went ahead and bought a fastener kit from CHP Motorsports that has all the correct style Honda bolts in it for this bike. So I went through and replaced everything with those. And then of course you don't get every last piece, but the other pieces that I didn't get, I tried to go ahead and get factory pieces for those. And then here's these handlebars. You see how crusty they are. And that's one of the 2 reasons I'm replacing. The other reason that we've already talked about is they're bent. So when they pinch together here, probably could have tried to straighten them, but then we still have this issue to deal with. But just for the price of the new reproduction ones from CHP Motorsports, again, I don't think I could have got these chromed to my satisfaction. New high and low beam switch, new horn switch, new brake and clutch lever, again, new cables. And you're probably wondering why that grip's halfway off. I'll show you here in a minute. Let me get you around to the other side here. Then on this side, you know, more of the same. I did forget to point out new Bridgestone trail wing tires, new headlight bulb assembly, and then of course I put new decals on it. You can see the paint on this side's not nearly as sunburnt. But yeah, new chain. I believe, I don't know if I pointed that out. New side cover. The other side cover for the clutch, that was repainted with Honda Cloud Silver. Now the one thing about this is I have not cracked open the engine. And the engine is tired, but she still starts on the first kick no matter how long it's been sitting. And I think a lot of that is because I did a CDI conversion on it as well. So this bike, while the engine is tired, it is super reliable. You can get on it and go anywhere. All right, let me get you set up and we're gonna swap these bars out. All right, guys, we're back at it here. Did quite a bit of work off camera. Got all the wiring and whatnot installed, switches in the new bars, the little rubber grommets. Believe me, you didn't want to witness that because these have been known to cause temporary moments of insanity in most normal people trying to get these in. I did tell you I was going to polish on that a little bit, and I did. Looks like a nice little piece of shiny jewelry now. Got our new handlebar knobs with the new backing nuts on there, so that's all brand new. And from this point forward, it's kind of reverse of what we've already done. So I'll go ahead and slap these bars on here and point out a few things, but you know, for the most part, I'm going to do a lot of this off camera. There's just, you know, plenty of videos out here on it. I just wanted to show you mine. So we'll go ahead and put these in. You're going to want to, this is threaded in here, so when you put that in the holder, you're going to want to pick up on those threads, which I just did, and then go ahead and bring that home. You can see when it tightens up, it's notched up here, so you know you got it in, and then just tighten those up good. So there's that one. We'll go ahead and drop this down, get that fed into the headlight where it belongs. Alrighty. And then of course this is your clutch cable that's going to go here. Go ahead and slap the other side on. Now when you do this, there's some things going on here. You've got to, at the same time, you got to make sure you feed that throttle cable in there, because that's going to be definitely required at a later stage in the game here. Actually, let me do something real quick before we do that. I'm gonna remove the slide, the carburetor slide off the other end of the cable, just to completely take all the tension out of it. That will make things a lot easier. All right, let's get this going here. This has got another one of those lovely rubber grommets too that goes around the throttle cable. It's down here. And then also your horn wire has to feed through that rubber grommet. So the fun part here is you got to get this cable threaded up in here, but you've got to get it past all the nonsense going on with that horn switch at the same time. And I don't know, maybe you can put the cable in first. I don't know. But there we go. Got him.
Got him! Got him!
Then you're going to want to drop that horn wire back down through the grommet. And I'm definitely going to do the grommet installation with no camera on. And there's no secret here on this. It's kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. So same deal on this side. Grab them threads. get her tightened up. Okay, so hopefully at this point you can already see that the gap on these handlebars is significantly wider than the ones we just took off. So that's the way these are supposed to look. Like I said, you see very few of them that way, but that's what you should be seeing. I'm going to go ahead and get these clutch and brake levers thrown back on real quick while I'm at it. Actually, I'm going to do the throttle first. So let me get that put together, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I do want to just give you a quick little glimpse at what this is supposed to do. So you've got this piece here, looks kind of like a screw head on the top. There's three things going on here. On the bottom, you've got a threaded hole, and that's where you'll put a screw. That's the last step. You put a screw in that holds that piece in there and keeps the entire assembly from coming off. Then going this way, you've got a larger hole on one side and a smaller hole on the other side. And if you look at the smaller hole, you'll see threads. Well, the end of that throttle cable is threaded. So you insert the cable in the larger side and thread this piece onto the end of the cable, and then it goes down in here, and that's what holds your cable up inside the bars. And then there's another piece which the end of the cable connects to, and that's the part that moves back and forth to move the cable as you twist the throttle. There's kind of like a spiral thing on the inside of that tube. So let me put this all together off camera, because it's kind of a clunky process, and then I'll bring you right back. All right, did quite a bit of work off camera. Got the entire throttle assembly put together, got the new grips on, got the levers on, even put the proper white plastic ties on here that you can get from Honda. You can still buy these, so if you're redoing a bike, there's no reason not to get them. They're just $1 or $2. I will let you in on a little secret for these rubber grommets that like to drive me crazy. Number one, I couldn't get this one all the way in. I think there's just too much crap going through there between the throttle cable and the horn wire. I'm not sure what the trick is. But this right here is an automotive trim tool. It's made out of plastic, so it's not going to scratch anything. It typically won't cut through the rubber. But that works really well for getting that in there and getting it seated. That's about the best thing I've found to get those on. So I think that about wraps it up for this one. I did have couple mishaps in the headlight. For some reason, both the high-low switch and the horn switch, the connectors, the wiring connectors where they connect up into the harness in the headlight, on each one of those, a connector pulled off, and I'm not sure why. So I've got to put new connectors on there. Luckily, I have the proper connectors, so I'll do that off camera real quick, and then we'll close this out. All right, that's going to do it for this one. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I've been doing kind of a refreshtoration on this over the course of a couple years, and this was just another step in the process. Sometimes there's certain things that even during a refreshtoration, you got to just kind of take it to the next level. And I'm going to tell you, you can see the difference in the gap here. And it's going to ride. It's so much better when it comes to turning and whatnot. Rather than riding like this, you're going to be able to ride like this. So I'm pretty excited about that. But you know, in the big scheme of things, as long as I own this bike, it's never going to be restored because it's too fun to ride it as it is. And I don't have to worry about getting it dirty, and it's easy to clean up because it's clean to start with. I have another one identical to this, same color even, that's going to get restored one day. But this is my rider, and I really like it the way it is. I'm going to have to go through the engine sooner than later, but you know, honestly, that's like a weekend project. It's going to take longer for me to clean up that engine and make it look pretty than the actual mechanical work that I'll have to do to it. So, you know, with all that being said, this bike is for sale. I'm about to take it to Barber Vintage Festival here in about a week and a half, and I will be heavily marketing it for sale just because I'd like to pass it along to someone if they're willing to pay me for it. So I think that's going to about do it for today. I appreciate you watching the video, and you know, like I always say, if you like what you're seeing here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.